Albert Allied Gymnasium on the campus of Nevada Union High School. Touchdown Productions, celebrating 11 years of local high school sports television, is proud to present the Lady Miners Road to the Playoffs. Tonight in Game 2 of a 4-game homestand, your Nevada Union Lady Miners take on the Del Oro Golden Eagles. It's the home stretch of the 2008 season and a chance to increase position for the playoffs. So don't you dare go anywhere. We've got the Lady Miners and Del Oro ready to tip off right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. The Nevada Union Lady Miners continue to enjoy the home cooking tonight on their road to the playoffs against a veteran Del Oro team. Good evening, basketball fans, wherever you are across our Foothill network of stations. I'm Jim Adams, joined tonight by Gil Dominguez, our producer director today, Maverick King, and of course the rest of the Touchdown Productions sports team. They've made the trip here to the Ally, another cold, frigid Nevada County night as we feature indoors the Lady Miner basketball. But first, as is our tradition on the Game of the Week, we begin with some bonus coverage of the JV game. We are just about ready to begin the fourth quarter. We've got a close contest. Del Oro leading 24-20. And here with the call, the golden voice of Touchdown Productions, Gil Dominguez. Gil?
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. It's another close battle here between Del Oro and the Lady Miners. The freshman game saw the very exact same play as the Del Oro Frosh edged out Nevada Union 31-28, coming back 13 points in the second half. Now it's Nevada Union's turn to try to come back, down 24-20, just under 8 minutes to go here in the fourth period. Driving on the lane is Obert. Passes over to Seaman, now back to Obert. Three-pointer is good! Obert, 27-20.
And the Miners were down just 21-20 for quite a sequence there in the third quarter, Gil, but there's another turnover.
Yeah, Benevento having trouble getting out of the back court with the Del Oro press, and putting it up and in is Seaman. So now, just like that, the Miners down by 9 as Benevento brings it up to Simpton. Out on the right-hand side. She goes up and down, terminates the dribble, passes down and low to Colomb. And another turnover for the Miners.
Double dribble there on the play. And for the Miners, Gil, right on the brink of being able to take this game over, but Del Oro has come back and the Golden Eagles lead by 9.
Duncan with the ball. She's going to penetrate the lane, go all the way up, and going to be fouled. Let's see who they're going to call it on. Might be number 20, Carroll. It's going to be actually on Colomb. It was hard to tell because Duncan just sliced right down the center of the lane there, Jim. And either she was going to get a basket or she was going to get fouled, and she got the latter.
And right now, Del Oro kind of taking over here in the fourth quarter. They have run off 8 straight points to lead by 9.
And very uncharacteristic for the Lady Miners, especially at the quarter break when Rich was talking to him over there, Coach Simpton, and getting them ready to jump on that little 4-point lead that Del Oro had. The second of 2 does not go in either, so the score remains 29-20 as Millhouse brings it up over to Stanford. She's outside. She dribbles to the top of the key. Passes over to Millhouse. Millhouse dribbles in. Now passes it over to Benevento. Benevento falls down, loses the handle. Fast break. There's Seaman all the way, but blocked right there at the last second. Great play by Millhouse, trailing from behind.
And Gil, right now the turnovers really betraying the Miners.
So Millhouse showing some excellent defense, keeping at least for the time being 2 points off of the board. Pass comes in deep. Now off to the right to Duncan. Down in low, and the ball's going to be turned over as Stanford passes the ball over to Benevento. Benevento over to Carroll. Back outside to Stanford. Stanford fakes inside, now comes to the outside. There's Simpton. He's going to throw it up. In for 2! Simpton, a little 20-footer there. Draws the Miners to within 7.
Miners need a few holds here, and they need to convert.
On the outside is Allred. Now giving the ball to Seaman. Seaman's going to stop, and she's going to travel.
No, I believe they've called a foul.
Okay, the foul was on Simpton. Foul was on Simpton, pushing as she went by. So Seaman trying to make things happen. I'm a little surprised, Jimmy, that they didn't pull out both sides of the bleachers for tonight's game.
I am too. This side where the players are is just about full. And you would have thought, especially with the importance of almost all three of these games tonight, that they would have that they'd have those out.
Well, it'll make for a packed house on this side, that's for sure. Because the band is here, the cheerleaders are here, we're here.
Absolutely.
Tom Fitzsimmons is here, KNCO, broadcasting the game tonight.
And the Miners here with a chance to pull back within 5.
At the line, Jenny Carroll. Oh, off the rim and off to the left. 5:32 remaining. 7-point lead by the Golden Eagles. And that one misses the rim completely. So the first one a little too long, and she pulled up on it this time. Barely touched the net.
And I think we might have a lane violation. I think she's going to get another shot at converting the second free throw.
Well, one too long, one too short. See if this one's just right.
And there it is.
Just like the story with the porridge. So here we go. Duncan now behind the back. Little hot dog. Mustard comes off the bun, though, and she loses the handle. Picking it up is Benevento.
Arrow pointed towards Nevada Union.
Timeout by Del Oro.
And Gil, some big possessions coming up here for the Miners. They've done a very good job after the initial moments of the fourth quarter of shutting down the Del Oro offense, and now they need to convert. They've only come up with 3 points in the initial 2 minutes and 36 seconds of the fourth quarter.
Be sure to stay with us. At the conclusion of this game, we'll have the varsity game up on tap. It's Nevada Union and Del Oro. Del Oro, first place in the SFL, undefeated actually in league, going up against Nevada Union, who has lost to Del Oro once already this season and has one loss against Granite Bay.
Miners needing to atone for the loss at Del Oro in the beginning of the league season, kind of an ugly loss for Nevada Union, so they're hoping to show a lot more tonight. Del Oro, a gym difficult in which to win, so the Miners need this win tonight.
Yeah, they lost by 10, 34-44, back on the 11th of January. So here it is almost a month later, and now back to action in the JV game. Outside to Millhouse now. Swings over to the left. Put it up for three! Ashley Simpton, right in front of her dad there, put it up and got the three to go.
And suddenly a three-point game, and now a turnover gives it back to NU, Gil.
Angela Hachi trying to make something happen. No, excuse me. That was Madeline Campbell throwing the ball out of bounds for Del Oro. Nevada Union will take over as Stanford brings in the ball to Benevento. Now back over to Stanford. Stanford fakes right, goes left. Isn't able to turn the corner, though. Brings the ball back out to Benevento. Now into Stanford in the corner. Back to Benevento. She's looking left. Back to Stanford. Fakes her out. Tries to shoot. Back to Benevento. Now back to Stanford. They're playing catch. The other Lady Miners are standing around. Got to get in the game. Now back over to Stanford. 2 seconds on the shot clock. She puts it up. Off the glass and scores for three! As the clock winds down, Kaylin Stanford puts up three for Nevada Union. There's new life in the Lady Miners. We're all tied up at 29.
And a 9-point run for the Lady Miners has brought this game even.
Two big three-pointers by Simpton and Stanford closed the gap very quickly for the Lady Miners. And at the line is going to be Becky Duncan. I didn't see what the foul was.
And for Stanford, an excellent three-point play. Didn't have a great look, but used the glass to get it.
Well, the clock was winding down. The crowd was counting it out. 3-2, and she just let it fly. I think it's a good thing the backboard was there, Jimmy. Because that had a lot of adrenaline on that shot. As Duncan puts in two for a 2-point lead now. The ball into Stanford. Going for the break, but tipped by number 21, Obert. And the turnover goes to Del Oro.
And Gil just having a tough time getting over that mountain. 1 point deficit in the third. Tie here, but then down by 2 with 3:46 to go.
So Schoen throws the ball out of bounds, and Stanford's going to bring it in. Full court press now by Del Oro. Stanford over to Benevento up on the left-hand side now. There's Stanford again. She's going to pass all the way across court over to Simpton. Simpton's looking left. She dribbles. She loses the ball, kind of throws it out there. And they're going to call traveling. She lost the handle on the ball, Jimmy, and dove for it, and then kind of pushed it out to Stanford.
But called that double dribble there, so another turnover for Nevada Union.
Well, both teams turning it over here late in the game, 3:15 remaining. Cross-court pass all the way over to Obert. She's going to give it back over to Duncan. Duncan now looks behind the back dribble, goes inside, loses the handle again, and they're going to call another foul. Del Oro continues to get bailed out on fouls, this one on Jordan Millhouse.
And Nevada Union struggling a little bit defensively. The game really going in kind of peaks and valleys for the Miners.
Well, the 9-point run to get them all even is what made the drama here as Duncan misses her first one. Still a 2-point game.
With lots of time left, 3:06.
Right, about a day and a half.
But they're going to work on, which, Del Oro's known for a great defensive game. They're really going to have to work on beating that defense and getting the points that they need to get back in this game, get tied.
Stanford beats the press, gets across the half-court line, gives the ball over to Carroll. Simpton now on the right-hand side. She's going to take it, going to stop the dribble, get it out over to Benevento. Benevento's going to drive down low. Inside position. Now they kick it out, though, to Simpton. She's going to put up a three off the rim. No good. Rebound Duncan. Duncan tries to get out, pressuring her a little bit as Millhouse. Then she gives up. So I think she was going to be trapped down there, and they need a little bit of pressure. Might have helped out. But she gets back on defense. And now Del Oro has an opportunity.
And the foul called against Nevada Union. And that will again send Del Oro to the line.
Lacey Sohn just trying to make something happen. I mean, that was a church shot right there. Finding religion, throwing the ball up for a prayer, was answered by the foul on Jenny Carroll was called for the foul.
And now a 4-point lead for the Golden Eagles.
And Schoen can put them up by 5, and she does. So after that 9-point run, only points or free throws. Down into the corner, 31 puts it up. No good. That was Hachi.
And that's what Nevada Union needs to do. They need to beat that defense and get it in deep like they did, albeit on a rebound off of a shot. And they need to chip away at this, what has become a 5-point lead.
That was Hoochie, excuse me. Millhouse at the line now. Got the rebound, put it up, and was fouled. Hits it on the heel of the rim. So Lady Miners have had some free throw opportunities down here in the stretch, Jimmy. Haven't been able to convert.
And a game often won or lost at the line. And for the Miners tonight, there's 2 missed free throws.
Campbell handles the ball now for Del Oro. She'll cross the half-court line. Top of the key. Now she passes it over to the left. Now she's at the corner. Now over to Duncan. Duncan looks, dribbles, down in low. Coming over is Millhouse, though, bringing down the tomahawk. And traveling is going to be called on Allred as she puts up the shot and it goes in, but it won't count.
But with 1:46 to play, the Miners are really going to have to put some plays together, Gil. The down by 5.
Well, they can't let this this full court press bother them. The 3-pointers would brought them back into it. They may have to go back to that. Benevento now on the far side. Multiple defenders, loses the handle, and there's that
Miners get
trapping
a fresh
defense. Hoochie gets the ball now. And the ball goes inside, but is intercepted. Timeout.
And so for the Miners, a very painful turnover in a situation where they definitely need the points.
Miners unable to break the press of Del Oro. That's the story of this fourth quarter. Making the Lady Miners have turnover after turnover after turnover, trying to bring the ball up. And, that's the mission of the full court press, Jimmy.
Not only that, but if you take a look at the Del Oro basketball program, it really is built around a strong defensive structure. And you see the Miners having a hard time penetrating to even get a decent shot. Well, you're going to see more of the same when we go into the varsity game here in a few moments. Their foundation for their game is defense, and let's face it, Gil, defense wins games.
I was talking with Coach Takeyama prior to the game, and we'll hear from him later. Just a great guy, great veteran coach for Del Oro. 22 years he's been doing that down there for them. So this time the turnover is Del Oro's, and Lady Miners are going to get the ball. Stanford brings it in to Hoochie.
And a big possession, but there's the turnover.
Yep. They threw it right into the middle, trying to break the press in a standard kind of way without looking to see where the Del Oro players were.
Miners over about the last 3 minutes have had a hard time even getting a shot off.
Well, you got to get the ball down into your half of the court before you can do that. Rebound. They got numbers here now as Carroll brings the ball down, but once again, pass is stolen inside. 40 seconds remaining as Simpton goes up to make the foul.
So with 38.2 to go.
The refrigerator door is closing.
Yes.
The butter's cooling. The eggs are getting cool. The butter's getting hard. That's what I meant to say.
The window for opportunity is quickly closing. If she could make both of these, it would make it a 3-possession game.
Mulligan makes the first one. Nope, excuse me. Wrong score sheet. Madeline Campbell at the line for Del Oro. And actually, that's Belle Obert. She misses the second one, but Del Oro maintains possession of the ball. Just passing it around now, 29 seconds remaining until she gets bulldozed by Benevento. Benevento not afraid to throw her body around out there, Jimmy.
No, not at all. You'll also find that, if you take a look at the Miners, a physical squad, but Del Oro's plenty physical themselves, and with a 6-point lead, what has bulged to a 6-point lead, the Miners on the verge of calling it a night.
Well, that'll be 2 for 2 for the Del Oro Golden Eagles here tonight in the Ally.
And this was a close game, but defense definitely won it, or excuse me, has placed the Golden Eagles in a position to prevail here tonight. And defense was actually what was the undoing of the Miners in their previous contest at Del Oro, at least from a varsity point of view. And tonight, Coach John McD has promised that the Miners might mix it up a little and come with some different looks.
Well, I think this late in the season, the Lady Miners know how to play hard. All the girls are back, been playing together very well. It's going to take all of their talents to beat this team, but it's really a playoff feel. The playoffs begin here tonight with if you can beat Del Oro and knock them off of their perch, and that's going to send you into the playoffs with some momentum.
And over the years, the Miners have won some huge games here at the Ally. And I can remember a few years ago when they played in the old Metro, Kennedy always had a strong ladies team, and the Miners showed some of their very best games against Kennedy.
So Hoochie scores on a three-pointer there from the outside. They were able to get the ball down the court this time. And when they do, good things happen. Closing the game to within 5 points, 37-32, with 20.9 remaining. Let's take another look at that three.
And if you take a look, there it is from the outside. And for the Miners, their last 9 points have been scored via the three-point play.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. They might have to revert to that as they come down into the final minute of this game, but they've been unable to just get the ball in their half of the court.
I would imagine that you'll see a foul here pretty quickly with 20.9 seconds to go.
Well, nobody is standing in front of the person throwing the ball in. Instead, they've got Simpton playing a rover, just trying to track the ball wherever it goes. And now they've got some questioning going on at the scoring table. Jimmy's taking off his headset so he can hear what's going on. What'd you hear over there?
Well, not very much.
That's where we need that super sensitive shotgun mic.
Well, maybe we should put the microphone on Murph there at the scorer's table.
So Schoen's trying to bring in the ball. Finally going to be fouled right there by Hoochie. And going to the line is going to be Kelsey Seaman. So 5 points up with 19-3 remaining. She makes a couple of these. And that could put the nail in the coffin, but she misses the first one, so hope rings true for the Lady Miners as the varsity team over there. Look at that. They all got their hands up, putting the mojo on it. Mojo doesn't work, though. Lady Miners come down with the ball. Passes out to Benevento. Long pass all the way down, right through the hands of Millhouse. They had the play that they wanted.
And they did, Gil. Again, though, the turnover proves deadly for the Miners.
Well, I think Millhouse was looking at the basket before the ball came all the way into her hands, and when the ball got there, it just kind of slipped right through it. So, unfortunate turnover. As Seaman goes to the line again. Rainbow goes in this time. That makes it a 6-point game with 4.8 seconds remaining. And now it's a 7-point game. So Lady Miners going to take it on the chin here in this final contest as the final shot by Mulligan goes up. And she won't get a mulligan for that one. The game is over. Del Oro wins 39-32.
And for the Miners, a tough contest. A defensive Del Oro, a great job defensively, and that really thwarts the Miners, holds them to 32 points.
And now we'll await the players running onto the court as Lady Miners huddle up over to our left. Del Oro huddles up over on the right. And it's going to be a good battle here tonight, Jimmy. Top scorer for Del Oro, Emily Johnson, where I'm sure we're going to see her, 18.5 points per game. Cassie Davidson for the Lady Miners at 12.2. In the rebound department, Shauna Stefani has 8.5 rebounds per game, and Courtney Nolan 6.7. So edge to Nevada Union there. In assist, pretty much dead even. Reeves with 4.3, Johnson with 4.9. Steals, Reeves 3.3, again Johnson 3.2, and blocks, Reeves 2.2, and Courtney Nolan 2.6. So pretty even squads. Max Preps has the game. Nevada Union winning it 49-48. That would be a barn burner, and I think that's the kind of game that we're looking at.
Well, I think it should be an interesting game. There's a lot of wild cards that we will be looking at tonight. Team defense is the way to win games, and here come the Nevada Union Lady Miners.
They got the blue camouflage shirts on, whereas the volleyball team had the green camouflage shirts.
And for Nevada Union, coming in third place, 2 league losses in the Sierra Foothill League at 6-2, losing a game at Granite Bay that many say they should have won, losing convincingly in Del Oro the first time around, but a tough building in which to prevail. So as the girls continue to warm up here at the Ally, we'll take our first break of the evening. And when we come back, we'll talk to coaches John McDaniel and Mike Takeyama, introducing the starting lineups, and get ready for the tip-off after we remind you that this exclusive coverage of Lady Miners basketball is being underwritten by Hanson Brothers Enterprises. Hanson Brothers knows the requirements for a beautiful home, and it all begins with a good foundation. Hanson Brothers specializes in site preparation and the placement of underground utilities and septic systems. Then add drainage, driveway paving, and concrete work, and finish it off with garden enhancements of topsoils, boulders, and statuary. It's all at Hanson Brothers Construction, HB Reynolds, and Hanson Brothers Colfax, where no project is too small.
And by Soft Answers, Dallas Wivholm is your local computer genius and specializes in computer software management, design, and consultation. That's why Dallas and Soft Answers are the best friend you and your computer system ever had. Dallas is the one to call for all those hard-to-solve computer problems where time is of the essence. So make your computer and your computer system your friend again with the help of Dallas Wivholm and Soft Answers, a proud supporter of Nevada Union Sports.
Hills Flat Lumber Company, the recent weather has really pounded Nevada County, so now it's time to make sure your wood-burning stove is safe and efficient. That's why Hills Flat carries the Selkirk Metal Bestos double-wall stainless steel insulated chimney system. You can get the whole system or just pick up the pieces you need. From chimney pipe to storm collars, Hills Flat has it in stock and ready for delivery. It's the Hills Flat Lumber Company in Colfax and in Grass Valley. Shop where the pros shop at Hills Flat Lumber Company.
And by Spencer Construction. Spencer Construction is the area's best resource for new home building, room additions, and remodels. At Spencer Construction, you'll find a team of dedicated craftsmen with years of experience, ready, willing, and able to do whatever it takes to complete your project on time and on budget. And Scott Spencer is also proud to once again donate his time as this year's NU Minor Basketball Booster Club president, raising money for both NU basketball programs at Spencer Construction.
And Touchdown Productions celebrating a decade of local sports television. Jim Adams here, along with Gil Dominguez, saying thanks for joining us all across our Foothill network of stations. Be sure to join us next time as we travel to Colfax High School for the PBL championship game between the undefeated Placer Hillman and the Colfax Falcons, as we continue the tradition of high school sports television right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. So a juggernaut here on tap tonight. Nevada Union, Del Oro, a big game that has a lot of implications, not only in league, but also the power rankings and the postseason home season advantage. Let's talk to the two coaches, and let's go down on the floor with Gil Dominguez. Gil?
Thanks a lot, Jimmy, down here on the floor with our two coaches tonight, John McDaniel and, of course, Mike Takeyama, making his annual visit to the Allied Gymnasium. And, Mike, always nice to see you and your girls.
Oh, it's great to be here. It's always been a great atmosphere, even back in the 70s when I played, but kind of dated myself, but we've always had tough, intense games up here, and we're looking forward to another one.
Now, did you know that Mike used to play in the 70s against NU?
I did not, but that's a great bit of history there.
It is, and of course back then the leagues were a little bit different. You got to play Placer and all the local teams.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was even born then, but it probably means I've been around too long. But yeah, no, it was a lot different. Well, Placer was still in it, Casa Robles, and I think Encina was even part of the SFL at that point. So yeah, we used to have some good battles up here.
Now Del Oro comes into the house tonight. You guys lost to them by 10 points down at their place, but that was earlier in the season. I got to think the Lady Miners have learned a lot since then.
Well, they've had Del Oro on their mind. That's the way it's been all year. And I'd like to think that they've learned a lot from that game in particular, and hopefully they can show what they've learned tonight.
Del Oro, top of the league, undefeated. It's got to be satisfying for you as a coach once again have that kind of season.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good, but you play a team like Nevada Union. They were our toughest game in the first round, and we know that this is their place, and they're going to come out real fired up. So it's a big game for us, and it really definitely separates ourselves if we're able to get one out of here. But we know we're going to really have to work hard tonight to do that.
Now, of course, both of you guys are already high in the rankings for the playoffs. Different divisions, though, different sections that you're playing in. This is a big game for the Lady Miners tonight, though, in order to prepare for that postseason action.
Yeah, we'd really like to solidify a first-round home game. We don't want to travel in the first round, so tonight's definitely big. I think we could solidify a first-round home game if we do win tonight, and we'll have our work cut out for us if we don't.
Now you have the top three teams, you of course, Granite Bay, NNU. Granite Bay and NU split in their conference games, and you've beaten Granite Bay already twice?
No, we have not. We actually played them the last game of the season. So, it's, going in, we know that this is a big game because, it could put us at 2 games and only one of the top teams left to play. So this is a big game for us tonight.
I know I highlighted where you were. I think it's number 6, isn't it, in the power rankings?
Actually, we're number 3 right now, and we like being number 3 there. I mean, we can't get to 2 or 1, so 3 would be good.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for joining us, Mike. Always a pleasure to see you and visit with you. We had a lot of great games in the past with Placer and Bear River, and always nice to have you and your girls on the program.
Great, and same likewise, and we always look forward to seeing you up here too.
All right, and John, good luck tonight in your game against Del Oro, and we'll see you next week here also in your other home game.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, John McDaniel, Mike Takeyama here, the two coaches, as they head off to their respective benches. And Jimmy, I think Mike was right. I'm not sure John was even born when Takeyama was pounding the hardwood here at the Allied Gymnasium for the Del Oro Golden Eagles back in the day, and he was relating a lot of names to me of some of the players, legendary NU players back in that era, and those are names that I've vaguely heard of, but we didn't land here till '97, so a lot of that history lost on me. But Mike, certainly a veteran player and now coach for the last 24 years at Del Oro, so he brings a lot of history.
Gil, I think that we can identify with Mike pretty well. He kind of seems like he's from our genre, huh?
Yeah, he is. He's a heck of a nice guy as well. Like I said, we've seen him in a lot of different venues and finals and quarterfinals against Placer. And one of the very few coaches, if you know me, we usually don't talk to the visiting coach.
No.
And so one of the very few times we do that is when we get to visit with Mike
Either
Takeyama.
Mike's a nice guy or you're getting soft in your old age, Gil, one or the other.
He's a nice guy.
All right, I'll take it from there. So we would like to remind you we're going to talk a little bit more about the starting lineups in Del Oro, Nevada Union. But before we do, we'd like to remind you that this NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten by Statewide Homes. Every family deserves to have a home of their own, and Statewide Homes is leading the way in our community for quality, affordable homes. As the only dealer of Fleetwood homes in Nevada County, they are manufactured home specialists. Their Grass Valley office is on Sutton Way, just up from Long's Drugs, and there you'll find Scott and Sherry Murray along with Jerry and Pat Hanaway to guide you through the entire buying process at Statewide Homes.
And by All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning, buying a heating and cooling system is one of the most important purchases you'll ever make as a homeowner. That's why All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning installs the certified Train Comfort System, and the experts at All Phase are Nevada County's own Train Comfort Specialist. Customer satisfaction is the reason that Dorn and Max Bennett are celebrating 11 years of serving you in Nevada County, and the Bennett family are proud sponsors of NU Sports.
Walker's Office Supplies, Mike Anderson and his staff at Walker's Office Supplies know your business and they know your name because they're local just like you. They carry thousands and thousands of products to make your life more efficient. It's a brand new year, so keep that New Year resolution to be more organized and pick up pocket calendars and notebooks so you'll stay on task. Won't miss a single appointment in 2008. It's all waiting for you at Walker's Office Supplies.
And of course by the good folks over at Francis Cinto and Graziano LLP. Francis Cinto and Graziano has a new location in Auburn to better serve your tax needs. But no matter which location you choose, you can trust that they specialize in tax preparation and making your business grow. That's because they're CPAs and business consultants all rolled up into one. And now that tax season is officially here, it's time to make that appointment and plan for the next year at Francis Cinto and Graziano, where they have an eye for your future. And a big hi to Diane Case, our very own caseworker over there. As I always say, keeping me out of prison.
That's right, Gil. That is a hard now it is. And, of course, by Touchdown Productions, we're celebrating our 11th season of local sports television. Jim Adams here along with Gil Dominguez bringing you all the Lady Miners action tonight. Thanks for making us the #1 television show in the foothills now with over 50 broadcasts each week. In Auburn on ACTV Channel 20, Suddenlink Channel 16, Lake of the Pines Channel 7, and, of course, Grass Valley and Nevada City on NCTV Channel 11.
Yeah, we're just adding them up this morning, Jimmy, and we've got a new broadcast schedule at NCTV and ACTV, and it's actually 56 broadcasts now each week on our 4 channels.
Boy, a lot of exposure, a lot of local sports television, #1 in the foothills in local sports high school television.
And of course, a lot of basketball to see this time of year.
Absolutely, and we'll preview a little bit about tonight's game. You have the Del Oro Eagle, a perfect record in league action at 8-0 against Nevada Union at 6-2. So for Nevada Union, a big win tonight here on their home floor. There's going to be a couple of wild cards that might make this happen tonight. Look for Cassie Davidson to shoot well. They're going to have a big day, a big game from Cassie, and then working right along her, the shooting Hannah Maria Viola. Maria, the 6-foot senior on Nevada Union, looking for a big night from here. Christian Woodruff and Shauna Stefani have to be big on the boards. And, of course, Caroline Reeves for the Miners, looking for a big game from her tonight. This is a pivotal game tonight. The Miners looking to send a message that this team can compete and that it can do well. John McDaniel saying he's pleased with the team. It's been a rough week and a half. Lots of snow here in Nevada County and many snow days at Nevada Union. Gil, been tough just to get in games.
You know, we had that Wood Creek game canceled 3 different times. And I know the emails were flying just with our crew as to trying to keep up. They were going to do it Saturday, and then they decided not to do it here, but took the game down to Bear River at the last second. And that's when we were unable to follow them. But they were it was like the Lord didn't want that game to happen.
No. Well, on Saturday, another big snow day in Nevada City and Grass Valley. But for the Miners team, a team that's been better than expected this year. John McDaniel doing a good job of crafting a very competitive team. Their goals are to get better on defense and as well as on the break and not to turn the ball over. So protecting that ball, important for the Miners tonight. We'll take a look at Del Oro in just a moment after we pause for the national anthem. Almost ready for our player introductions. Del Oro, you're going to see most of the offense go through. Emily Johnson tonight. She leads the Del Oro Eagles in most of the categories, in assists, in points, second in rebounds. We'll talk a little bit more about her. But also Courtney Nolan with a big contribution, junior on the post, and Stevie Bear also as a senior 5'7" guard. Some really big points. Also Caitlin Lewis. So watch for these players to be the main cog. And there, number 3, Courtney Nolan, 6'1", a junior. And there is number 10, Emily Johnson, 5'6", senior guard.
She's the big one, 18.5 per game.
Number 11, 5'9", senior, Allie Fletcher. Number 21, Stevie Bear. And number 44, Caitlin Lewis. So there are the starters for the Del Oro Golden Eagles. First in league. And of course, Coach Mike Takeyama.
So Christian Woodruff out on the floor. She won't be starting tonight, but played well off the bench the last time we saw the Lady Miners play here.
And she is with Paige Carnahan, number 20, Morgan Mitchell, number 5, and Hayden Fleener, number 3. And the starting lineup for the Nevada Union Lady Miners here at Allied Gymnasium. Number 33, 5'9" senior Shauna Stefani.
At forward, 6' senior, number 30,
Maria Viola, 6' senior, number 30. Another pivotal player in tonight's contest.
At guard, 5'7", junior, number 23, Becca.
And Becca DeVere, number 23, 5'11", 5'4" junior. And at forward, a senior, 5'8", Cassie Davidson. Number one in points per game. And then Caroline Reeves, number 4, 6-foot senior.
Just filled with enthusiasm as she bounces down the line.
And Caroline Gill, one of those people on the team, she has played for the varsity since her freshman year, this being her senior year. And Gill, it almost seems like yesterday that she was a freshman and we were doing the games.
It seems like yesterday we were doing the championship game for Union Hill. And she was on that team.
You know, I don't think I was on the scene for that one
You
yet.
weren't on the team yet.
The best of times were yet to come. So, here we go, the showdown at Allied Gymnasium. Jim Adams and Gil Dominguez here to bring you all the action. And for the jump, Maria Viola and Courtney Nolan. So here we go. Underway from Grass Valley, and the tip goes on over to Emily Johnson. Johnson calling the play. Allie Fletcher. Fletcher back over to Johnson. Over in the corner, well defended, Stevie Bear. Here's Johnson. Defended nicely by Shauna Stefani. Here's the shot from outside, will hit nothing. And unfortunately, looked like she was forced out, but hit out of bounds by Cassie Davidson.
Yeah, she tried to knock it back in, but really just knocked it out of bounds, and she was already out of bounds, so just a little misstep there.
6 seconds on the shot clock, did not reset, and I don't think Johnson now notices and shoots from way outside and hits a 3.
That's why she's the top scorer on the team.
And did not realize that the shot clock had not reset because of that air ball, and the minute that she saw that, she launched and she hit. So Viola underneath. Miners put it up, but no good. And ball almost goes out of bounds. Good defense. Almost a steal there by Becca DeVere. But now Johnson brings it up, has a lane, dishes it on out, up high. Nice steal by DeVere.
Yeah, she came from behind because she fell down earlier in that play and had to come back. Nobody saw her coming.
Up high to DeVere now. She will quarterback the offense. Reeves from outside. Off and no good. Almost an offensive rebound by Viola. Tries to get another steal on it, but it will be brought up now by Emily Johnson. Johnson with 114 rebounds, second on the team, 388 points, number 1 for the Golden Eagles. Courtney Nolan gives it on over there to Caitlin Lewis. Lewis with a free drive, can't hit it.
Yeah, Lady Miners left that back door open.
And here's Viola driving, shoots, off and no good. Miners are going to need that hot hand tonight in order to compete against the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, they're ice cold right now, just like the snow covering the basketball court.
And there a foul on the play. I believe it will go against Maria Viola. And it is. And so to the line goes Emily Johnson.
First personal at the line for the Lady Golden Eagles, Emily Johnson.
Sean McDaniel saying in the pregame that the Miners had to get some good balanced scoring. They've broken the defense fairly well here. Looking to Cassie Davidson and Maria Viola along with Caroline Reeves. Here comes DeVere trying to break it up. Looked like she was fouled, but instead drives, dish off, up, 2. Cassie Davidson. And the Miners cut the lead to 4-2.
It should actually be 5-2. She made both free throws, and she scored a three-pointer earlier.
Outside, Johnson off of the back rim, and no good, and Stefani with the rebound.
Yeah, ball went right off of Reeves' forehead.
Reeves driving, dishes off, DeVere from outside, and 3. Tied at 5, Gil.
Yeah, they fixed the scoreboard finally, 5-5. Lady Miners start to come alive here with their offense.
Here's Stevie Bear from outside, and she hits a three. And they're holding it here. I think they're going to talk about it because that looked like it was a two. I'm sure they will give them two, and they do. Well inside the arc. So instead of 8-5, it goes to 7-5. So the Miners down by 2, 5 minutes to go. Quarter 1 from the Ally on the campus of Nevada Union. The big showdown, and the Miners with a turnover. Maria Viola can't come up with it.
Yeah, she was trying to come up with it, come forward for the pass, but Courtney Nolan was right there, and all she could do was get her hand on the ball, and it skittered out of bounds.
Johnson will quarterback the offense tonight. Over to Stevie Bear. Back to Johnson, had a look for a moment, but gives it back to Bear, and she drives, dishes off to Fletcher from outside, 3 or 2. Stevie Bear. From way outside, in and out.
Nice.
Cassie Davidson with a chance there.
Nice try by Davidson, and then DeVere on the other side throwing her body down on the floor, trying to keep the ball in bounds. But it goes out of bounds, and Del Oro will take it out from the sideline.
DeVere will draw the assignment on Johnson a lot of the night tonight. Watch for Morgan Mitchell, perhaps to give her a blow a little bit later. And there's a turnover for Nevada Union.
Nice job by Reeves there. The pass was going high and inside. She was able to tip the ball away, and then it went off a Del Oro player. Turnover Miners.
So here comes DeVere. Miners down by 4. Less than 4 minutes to play. Reeves on over to Viola. Viola for 3. Hits the rim and no good.
A lot of outside shots by the Lady Miners. They're not challenging Del Oro on the inside at all.
Gives Johnson a chance to come up and gives it to Caitlin Lewis. 104 rebounds, 3rd spot on the Golden Eagles, but that is Johnson again. 111 two-pointers on the season for the Golden Eagles. The first person, number 1 for that. And here's Caroline Reeves. Puts it up, no good. Taps it on over. And there is the foul as Shauna Stefani goes to the floor.
Yeah, Stefani there alertly getting the rebound from Reeves, who put it up high on the glass. And then she gets it and puts it up and draws the foul.
And Gil Reeves did a nice job there. Tapped it right over to Stefani and set up the chance. First shot is no good.
Yeah, a little bit short, hit the front of the rim, and then bounced to the back of the rim, and then bounced away. See if she can reposition herself. And she does.
So 11-6.
That was her first point of the game.
And I think they had a little bit of a shot clock problem. In fact, when the ball was inbounded, it took them a little while to get the clock in general started. So the shot clock will be reset to 26.
Well, they got that hometown clock operator down there. Coach Murphy.
Courtney Nolan gives it on over to Stevie Bear. From way outside, good defense for the Miners. Caitlin Lewis can't make it go. Pass underneath, up, good! Cassie Davidson. And the Miners cut the lead to 3, 11-8.
Nice lead pass for Davidson. She just got it, put it up, didn't even have time to put it on the ground.
Driving to the basket, but the foul is called. And Chelsea Demas will go to the line. Reeves with the foul.
At the line for the Lady Eagles, Chelsea Demas.
So Demas shooting 2. First one is good.
In the game for the Lady Miners, number 22, Christian.
Maria Viola steps out. Christian Woodruff in.
Yeah, the hammer. They're bringing in the hammer on him now.
Well, maybe she can bring it down on him. Second free throw, also good.
Second point for Demas.
DeVere to Davidson. Reeves looking underneath. Once wanted Christian Woodruff, couldn't quite connect, deflected out of bounds.
Yeah, Courtney Nolan is all over whoever comes down there. Look at how big she is down there in the post.
Davidson up high, tries to give it underneath for Woodruff, but instead a steal and a turnover by Caitlin Lewis. And here's the fast break. Looked like she took too many steps, and she did.
Well, that was really close because right on top of her was Stefani pushing her after that, but she traveled before the push. Timeout is called.
And John McDaniel wants a timeout. I think he wants to have a word with the girls. 2:11 to go in the first quarter of play.
30-second timeout.
13-8. John McDaniel saying before the game that he's really enjoyed this season. He's gotten far more out of this team than he expected. And the girls also have responded, seeming to have a very good time. Cassie Davidson, 2 for 2 from the floor. And
Becca DeVere with 3 points. Shauna Stefani with the free throw. For the Golden Eagles, it's been all Emily Johnson with 5 points, Stevie Bear with 4, and Chelsea Demas with 2.
Miners looking for some more offense, and in fact need a response here from Caroline Reeves. Reeves brings it on up the floor, drives, puts it up. It's good, it counts, she's fouled. So Reeves breaks into the scoring with a basket and a foul. And Miners have a chance to reduce the lead to a deuce.
And they're going to need some output from Reeves, who has slowly but surely been working her way up the scoring leader chart.
That's good.
One of the last ones to report to the team due to her long volleyball season, but already the third highest score.
You know, Gil, it was interesting. She jumped right over onto the squad. Christian Woodruff took a week to kind of catch her breath, but then also she's been a good addition. But a foul is called, I believe, against Woodruff, and that will send Courtney Nolan to the line for the Golden Eagles. Nolan with 149 points on the season, third on the Golden Eagles in scoring.
Also, she was deciding whether she was going to do basketball or not. That was another big question right there. She took that week to reflect, and I think she saw how they were having so much fun out there.
Had a chance to chat with her in the pregame. Glad she made the decision, very much enjoying it.
Right.
Said there'll be time for volleyball after she is done. Nolan misses both free throws, and Viola comes down with the ball. And this is Caroline Reeves. Reeves has DeVere, gives it to DeVere. DeVere puts it up under the hits the bottom of the backboard, but is fouled.
What a pretty play by Reeves, who's got eyes on the back of her head. She went to her right, saw DeVere on the cutter at the baseline, fired the ball to her. DeVere put it up on the bottom, hit the bottom of the basket.
You have to give DeVere credit, though, Gil. She knew what to do. She could read what Reeves was going to do, and she cut right to the basket, knowing that she'd probably get the ball, and she did.
Well, DeVere and Davidson are the motors of this team.
And a nice offensive rebound. Here was Reeves. Shot about the three. Drives the lane. Can't get it to fall. And the ball goes out of bounds for Del Oro.
Nice move by Reeves, though. Very decisive, very strong as she penetrated the lane.
Doing a good job of crashing the boards. A lot of offensive rebounds. And even in that situation, Gil had a chance to come up with the ball. Here's the Golden Eagles. Looks like a turnover, but instead Demas comes up with it.
Yeah, she lost the handle for a second.
11 seconds on the shot clock, and timeout is called by Del Oro with 10 seconds on the shot clock, a minute 10 in the quarter.
Yeah, they had her trapped over there in the right corner, and unable to have the turnover because Mike Takeyama quickly called the timeout.
And it was a good timeout because she looked pretty trapped in that area. You know, you have to admit this, Gil. Miners have done a pretty good job breaking this Del Oro defense so far. Some very good quality shots and some good work on the boards.
Well, they started out slow, and I think that's reflective in the score right now, 13-11. Let themselves go down by 5 before they responded. Now they're getting a little bit more back in their rhythm. It's nice to see Reeves going to the basket like she did on the last possession.
Tall lineup in right now. Johnson from way outside, in and out, almost got the fall. Woodruff brings it up. Here's DeVere. Davidson. Outside for Reeves. Plenty of time left. Comes off Viola. Here's Reeves. 6 seconds on the shot clock. DeVere needs to do something with it. Puts it up wildly. No good. Rebound. Won't fall. Miners try to save it, cannot do it, and the ball will go over to Del Oro with 28.3 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, what a wild series of events that was with the ball on the floor and up in the air, and a shot made just before the buzzer. It was so close that the buzzer still went off.
Well, and the Miners with some great opportunities that they, some good opportunities on which they have not converted. So now it's Del Oro's chance. Shot clock is off. 16 seconds to go. Allie Fletcher. And there is the foul on Christian Woodruff. Non-shooting foul. 9.4 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Chelsea Demas to inbound for the Golden Eagles. Johnson shoots, air ball, and the clock expires. So 1 quarter in the books here from the Ally. Nevada Union trailing only by 2, 13-11, and Gil, a good first quarter for Nevada Union. A few things to work on, but it looked like they kind of controlled the flow in the first quarter.
Well, it certainly proves that they can play with Del Oro. There's nothing to be afraid of the Golden Eagles. As we take a look at Mike Takeyama there doing the X's and O's. Nice shot by Miles Everett, our camera operator, down on the floor. And these are the kind of teams you want to beat, Jimmy, because you're not going to see Del Oro in the playoffs. They play in Division III. Hey, there's Big Tom right there. Big guy up there doing the radio thing for KNCO.
Poor guy's a New York Rangers fan, but wonder what a psychologist has to say about that. Yeah,
but you know what? He's got to be stoked about those New York Giants, baby.
Yeah, he does. He didn't mention them, though, today.
You got to be stoked about the Giants, the Giant Killers.
Let's jump back here, second quarter. Outside to Morgan Mitchell, in and out, can't get the roll. Woodruff with the rebound, and it's fouled.
And that's what Woodruff did last time. Coming off the bench, she just camps out there underneath the basket, gobbling up all the rebounds that come her way. And she's so big and strong, Jimmy, that it's very hard to move her out of the way without fouling her.
So Woodruff here with 2. First one is good.
That's her first point of the game.
Stefani, Reeves, Mitchell, DeVere, Woodruff for Nevada Union to start the second quarter. And we've got a tie. Lucky 13 all here in the opening moments of the second quarter. Johnson almost travels.
Yeah, terminates the dribble, had nowhere to go.
Allie Fletcher. Fletcher looking for Johnson and gives it to her. 10 seconds on the shot clock. From way outside, won't go, and Woodruff with the rebound. DeVere brings it up. Fast break for Nevada Union. tries to drive to the basket. Over to Reeves. Reeves with a jump shot. Won't fall. Rebound by Reeves. Goes to drive, but we're going to call a foul on, I believe, the Golden Eagles.
Personal foul number 44, Caitlin Lewis.
Foul on Caitlin Lewis. Their 5th of the first half.
Good thing I noticed the printer didn't print that name, huh?
Yes. So Reeves with a fresh shot clock. Drives the lane. Nice drive. Can't get it to fall again.
Beautiful spin move. She'll get those, though, by the end of the game.
A lot of chances underneath for Nevada Union. Looking like they're shaking off a little bit of the rust from the inactivity of a lot of snow days. And Caitlin Lewis scores for Del Oro, and they take a 15-13 lead.
Well, they did play on Saturday in the morning, beat finally got that Wood Creek game in.
Morgan Mitchell has had a lot of minutes this season, a junior. Ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, off her leg. She lost the handle.
And they're going to say that the ball was kicked by the Golden Eagles, so a fresh shot clock. And they're having a hard time there. They finally get that shot clock. So Morgan Mitchell to inbound.
Yeah, only one of the shot clocks is working.
Hayden Fleener in. Here's Fleener. Long shot. Won't quite go. Great play, though, by Woodruff to get that. We'll call it a rebound, but she travels.
Yeah, it was more like a pass than a shot.
It was a shot, but I think it was deflected, so it didn't make it to the basket there. But Woodruff smart enough to corral the rebound.
Yeah, it almost looked like an alley-oop to Woodruff.
Stevie Bear gets it to fall. So a 4-point lead after the Miners had brought it even at 13. Stefani to Mitchell. Mitchell starts to drive and turns the ball over. Fast break here for the Golden Eagles. Allie Fletcher dishes on off to Stevie Bear. Up top, long shot, no good. Miners with a chance here for the rebound, and Christian Woodruff comes up with it. Here's Reeves bringing it on up. Looking for a place to drive. Instead dishes it on out top. Woodruff. Reeves looks to her right, trying to drive that lane, and they're starting to shut it off on her a little bit.
6 seconds left.
Morgan Mitchell. And a good defensive play. Ball goes out of bounds, but the shot clock expires. And he wants 1 second on the shot clock.
Courtney Nolan just swatting away balls down underneath.
Becca DeVere will come in. Hayden Fleener will come out.
And Jimmy, she's only a junior. 6'1" junior, playing with a lot of intensity down there. Takeyama's going to get a whole nother year out of her.
And Woodruff can't field the ball cleanly, and a shot clock violation. The ball goes over to Del Oro with 4:50 to play in the second quarter, and Del Oro leading by 4, 17-13.
Very low scoring affair here.
And if the Miners can get that offense in gear and convert some of those good opportunities that they have, they could go a long ways towards prevailing, and DeVere is called for the foul on Johnson. So Emily Johnson, everything for Del Oro, second in rebounds with 114, first in points with 388, first in three-pointers with 37, first in two-pointers with 111, 103 assists on the season. Johnson really moves the offense as well as the defense.
And I heard she even cleans up the gym afterwards.
And so here she is, Allie Fletcher, back out to Johnson. An excellent look. And there is a foul on that, and I believe that will be 3 free throws.
Well, the foul came after the shot as Stefani just kind of tomahawked her and knocked her down.
So the foul on Stefani. And Johnson will get a chance to shoot 3 and could take the lead to 7. Miners were tied at 13, and since they were tied at 13, Del Oro has now run off 6 straight points.
Yeah, and you hardly think Johnson's going to miss a free throw. But it could happen.
And there she misses it. So Davidson gives it to DeVere. Reeves, who has been fairly cold tonight, 1 3-point play, and now being hounded, almost gives it away. And then the foul is called, I believe, against the Golden Eagles. I think it'll go against Stevie Bear.
Is Allie Fletcher.
No, on Allie Fletcher.
Yeah, just tenacious defense by Fletcher to deny Reeves the ball. And the Lady Miners got to have a little bit crisper passing to get away from this Golden Eagle defense.
Well, and they have to also finish, and right off the glass, and good for Viola for 3. I was going to say they also have to finish some of these plays, some of the good opportunities that they have received underneath. And now a 3-point game. Lewis way over in the corner to Stevie Bear. Johnson, and there will be a turnover. Goes off of Lewis's arms, out of bounds.
Yeah, Johnson passed it over to Lewis and then realized that she wasn't even looking, yelled out her name, and by that time it was too late. All Lewis can do is get a hand on it.
And with the adversity that Nevada Union has faced here early on, only down by 3 and with a possession here, Viola dishes it up high to Cassie Davidson. Reeves needs to get hot. Goes to drive the lane, dishes it back to DeVere. 10 seconds on the shot clock. And a turnover as DeVere steps on the baseline.
I think they're calling it traveling.
Oh, are they? Okay.
She loves to go baseline, though.
So 3:08 to go here in the first half.
Lady Miners still not in sync, I would say.
You know, Gil, I gotta agree with you. There's a lot of opportunities that they've had that they just have not been able to convert. And if they could get it in gear, here's Allie Fletcher driving, won't fall. Miners trying to get the rebound. And now Maria Viola is pushed out of bounds, but the ball remains with Del Oro.
Once again, tough defense by Allie Fletcher as she comes out right now for a breather.
And Chelsea Demas checking in for the Golden Eagles. Right underneath, good opportunity, won't fall. Miners trying to come up with the rebound and do. Here's Caroline Reeves up against Johnson, tries to get it to DeVere. Can't do it, but Woodruff gets it, and she is shoved to the floor by Chelsea Demas.
Yeah, Reeves really didn't get anything on that pass. They were lucky that that wasn't a turnover right there.
Del Oro in the penalty situation. This will be a one-on-one. So here is a way for the Miners to draw close. Woodruff with a big free throw here. And she misses. Morgan Mitchell tried to fight for it, couldn't quite do it, and so Johnson brings it up the floor. Stevie Bear. Miners with a chance at a turnover, and they're going to call a travel. So Chelsea Demas cannot come up with that one, and a turnover, and the ball goes over to Nevada Union. Viola will come out. Shauna Stefani, first in assists on the Miners with 178, fourth in points with 184, comes in. Cassie Davidson tries to get it underneath. Does, but a beautiful block. Woodruff gives it back out to Davidson. Now to Mitchell. Now to DeVere. DeVere wants three. Yes! Becca DeVere ties this game at 19 with 1:53 to go.
Her second three-pointer of the night. Couldn't come at a better time for the Lady Miners.
And another foul on Woodruff, and now this will put Del Oro in the penalty situation. Gil called his shot.
Yeah, they whipped the ball around real quick on the pass over to Beer. She was wide open. Put it in there, a little bit of a roll around, went down. Meanwhile, on the court, Courtney Nolan took a slap right in the face. You can see that right there in her eyes.
Cassie Davidson comes in for the Miners. And that's good. So Nolan will get a second free throw.
That was her first points of the game.
And it seems like every time the Miners tie the game, Del Oro comes right back. And there's a steal. Johnson with the steal. Underneath again. Another opportunity, but this time the Miners come up with the ball, and they're going to call a jump ball.
Possession arrow going to the way of the Lady Miners. They got to take care of the ball on the inbound pass.
You got to watch Johnson, and the arrow is Nevada Union's.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
No. Hannah Daub in for the Golden Eagles, and here's Johnson. Johnson dishes it on out high to Astle. Tries to get it underneath, but a steal for the Miners. Paige Carnahan with the steal.
Paige Carnahan also limping, is going to have to come out of the game.
So Paige injured, goes down, comes off the floor.
It's her left knee. She's holding her left knee right now. No, it's her knee or ankle.
And Maria Viola comes in for Nevada Union.
Looks up here at her mom, so it's obviously an injury that...
And Paige, who has had some knee problems.
And here comes Kim Carnahan down from the stands.
So Becca DeVere brings it up. We'll try to give you an update on Paige Carnahan as soon as we can. There it is underneath the Viola. She hits it. It counts, and she is fouled.
It's Reeves down below.
Reeves. So Caroline Reeves has a chance to give the Miners their first lead of the game. And the Miners lead. Lead by one, 22-21. Emily Johnson. Heidi Astle in for Del Oro, gives back to Johnson. Nice rejection by Maria Viola. Astle gives it to Allie Fletcher. Allie Fletcher can't get it to fall, but she does draw the foul. And there is Paige Carnahan right there. And Paige has had a history of leg problems, and that left knee does look a little bit swollen.
Well, that's the one that they're working on right now, and her mom's pressing around to the various points on it.
And Paige just all of a sudden, Gil, she just came up limping.
Yeah, she must have landed on it wrong because there was no real big contact down there. Big blow for the Lady Miners, though, because she's such a spark plug coming off the bench.
Game tied at 22. Waning moments of the first half. 31 seconds to go. Reeves drives the lane, looks underneath, hits and scores! Shauna Stefani with the assist from Caroline Reeves. Shot clock is off, 17 seconds to go. Here comes Johnson. DeVere on Johnson. She weaves to the left. Viola will have to try to pick her up. Can't quite do it. Underneath. Won't go. Up. No good. And a jump ball that should go to the Miners, but unfortunately a wasted possession in that there are only 0.3 of a second left in the first half. So not much you can do in 0.3 of a second, but the Miners have a 2-point lead.
Let's take a look at that last play, Jimmy. There she goes down the lane. Beautiful dish right to Stefani. Puts it up off the glass, and she scores. So Reeves draws the attention and gives it over to Stefani. And puts the Miners up by 2.
And Nevada Union with a good first half. And so we'll have to see, and there is Paige Carnahan right there. The ice, as you can see, on that left knee. And Paige,
visibly
Paige
upset.
Definitely in pain. She has to be. Paige has gone through a series of injuries. Had surgery, I believe, on that left knee, I want to say 2-3 years ago. And so we'll have to see how this unfolds, but definitely a disappointment for Paige Carnahan.
Well, she's not even going into the locker room.
No. And Hannah Baker over comforting her, a fellow member of the Nevada Union volleyball team. And so the Miners, a big, bring that back up again if you can, Maverick. A big second quarter for Nevada Union, 13-7. They outscore them by 6 there in the second quarter, Gil.
Well, and they needed to, too. They needed to come out and set a dominant tone because it was all DO in the first 3 or 4 minutes. Not one shot was going down for the Lady Miners. And finally they got back on track. Dr. Cody Reeves down there looking at the knee, so she's in good hands.
And for Paige, I just have to tell you, a tremendous disappointment for her. We'll see how this plays out, and we'll try to get you an update when we can. We'd like to remind you that this special edition of Nevada Union Lady Miners Basketball is being underwritten by Hanson Brothers Enterprises. Rental manager Craig Arthur wants you to know that HB Rentals is a full-service rental facility in Grass Valley with a large selection of tools and equipment that you need every day. HB Rentals carries only the best from Caterpillar, John Deere, Bobcat, Kubota, and has everything you need from pressure washers, weeders, pruners, lifts, carpet cleaners, and wall steamers. It's all waiting for you at HB Rentals. Proud to be a part of Hanson Brothers Enterprises.
And by Soft Answers, owner Dallas Wilhelm specializes in everything software for computers, the management, design, and consultation of your programs. That's why everyone says Dallas is the best friend your computer system ever had. And Soft Answers is proud once again to be supporter of Nevada Union sports and all the enjoyment and pride the Miners bring to our community. Dallas and Debbie salute the commitment of all the NU players, their coaches and family, and he is proud to once again donate his time as the NU Miner freshman coach.
Hills Flat Lumber Company, Hills Flat carries all the cold weather gear you need. And if you live up here, you need it right now. Right now, you can pick up a lightweight PVC rain suit. The jacket has an attached hood with bra cord, and the elastic waist pants feature snap ankle cuffs. Or a pack of hand warmers that will keep your hands warm for up to 7 hours. It's all at the Hills Flat Lumber Company in Colfax and Grass Valley. So shop where the pros shop at the new Hills Flat Lumber Company in Grass Valley.
And by Spencer Construction, now's the time to improve your home and get that remodeled kitchen and room addition you've been waiting for. Dollar for dollar, room additions and remodels are your best bet for improved home equity. And at Spencer Construction, you'll find a team of dedicated craftsmen ready to complete your project on time and under budget. And of course, Scott Spencer, proud to donate his time as this year's NU Miner Basketball Booster Club president. supporting NU Minor Sports. And, of course, Touchdown Productions, dedicated to bringing you only the best in local high school sports television. Thanks for joining us as we continue our 11th season of high school basketball. And be sure to join us next time. Tomorrow night, actually, we travel up to Colfax High School for the PBL championship game between the undefeated Placer Lady Hillman and the Colfax Lady Falcons. Coming up next on your NorCal Game of the Week. It's that time of the year, Jimmy, where the championship games come into play. And now let's leave them alone, guys, and let them deal with that injury and take our walk around the foothills and get you all caught up to date on all the action throughout the Sierra Foothill League as we go walk around the foothills. Start off with the PBL League, Jimmy, in the boys section.
Big matchup coming up. Colfax and Bear River. That should be a big game coming up, Gil.
Actually, they already played, and that's why Bear River has 2 losses. Colfax beat them, but they need to finish out the season. They both play Whitney coming up here, who's in 3rd place. Placer, ranked number 27 now in the power rankings. They're out of it for this season. Nice year for his boys, Mark Lee. But the battle is Bear River and Colfax. And when we see the power rankings, you'll see Bear River number 3, Colfax number 1 in the section.
There you go. So there's boys basketball in the PBL.
Let's go ahead and change it. And here's the lady PBL standings. Once again, the game we'll see tomorrow night. Placer taking on Colfax. Placer undefeated in league. Colfax 1 loss. Their only loss was to Placer earlier. Bear River, their season terminated at 4-4 because of the disciplinary issue. They're no longer there, and that's where they will remain 4-4. Now, as we move into the Sierra Foothill League, here's the league that we're seeing tonight. Rockland 9-0, the tough team. Oh, this is the boys.
And only 1 loss on the entire season.
Right, just like Colfax. Granite Bay, 2 losses, both to Rockland. Del Oro with 3. Nevada Union plays Del Oro tomorrow. Hopefully they can crawl up and move ahead a little bit in the rankings. Let's go to the Sierra Foothill League girls now. And we can see the game that we're looking at tonight. Nevada Union 6-2. They've lost once to Del Oro and once to Granite Bay. That's why they have the 2 losses. Del Oro's beaten everybody. They play Granite Bay the last game of the season.
Big rematch coming up against Granite Bay here on the horizon for Nevada Union, Gil.
Actually, they already played them and they lost here. So they beat them down there. No, they beat them here, lost to them down there. So
I guess I better, Gil. You know, I got so burned out on the volleyball by the time it was over. It's almost like I've been in a fog for 6 weeks.
Time warp. Well, you're coming in right here for the playoffs.
I think I'm just going to keep my. You go ahead and take the walk. I'm going to sit down, okay?
Let's change it. Okay, you're here in the CBCL. Forest Lake Christian 6-1. They got a very high power ranking also. Vacaville game coming up for them. Forest Lake Christian doing well in the boys and in the girls. Let's go to the girls now. Central Valley Girls League, Forest Lake Christian 6-1 in the girls. And once again, Vacaville, one of the top teams right there in their league. All right, to the power rankings we go. Here they go. Division 1, Nevada Union, number 17, top 16, go to the playoffs.
This is the men's division here.
They have to beat Del Oro tomorrow in order to move up into that top 16 slot. Placer, 23, is not going anywhere. Colfax, number 1. Bear River, number 3. They will both advance, both have home games starting on the 19th. Forest Lake Christian also going to have a home game there at number 4. In the women's side of the power rankings, Nevada Union comes in at number 7. They will have a home game right now. A win against Del Oro will help them. Placer, number 5. They're going to have a home game as well. Colfax, number 2. They play Placer tomorrow. That could move up and could move them up. And then in Division 4 and 5, Forest Lake Christian, number 7. They are right on that bubble there for a home game.
Well, the good news here tonight at this particular contest, Nevada Union at halftime leads by 2, 24-22. Let's go to the bad news here before we go to the final mentions. Paige Carnahan, 3 years ago, tore the ACL in her left knee. She knows exactly how that feels. Just talked with Dr. Cody Reeves. He has confirmed that Paige says the feeling that she has is exactly the same when she tore it 3 years ago. So we'll have to see how that goes. Let's hope it's not as serious as she thinks, but there is a preliminary report as we remind you that the NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten by Statewide Homes. Statewide Homes is your exclusive full-service Fleetwood manufactured homes dealership in Nevada County. Scott and Sherry Murray, along with Jerry and Pat Hanaway, have the latest home designs from the Fleetwood line and are ready to guide you through the entire home buying process. Interest rates at a 3-year low, so there's never been a better time to get the home of your dreams. Statewide Home is answering the need for affordable housing in Nevada County.
And by All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning, customer satisfaction is the reason that Dorn and Max Bennett are celebrating 11 years of serving you in Nevada County. And they know that the weather has really turned cold. Dorn and Max remind you to check your heating system today. And All Phase is Nevada County's only certified trained comfort specialist. The Bennett family wants your family to be warm all winter long, so let Max stop by for your home inspection at All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning, proud supporters of NU Sports as we go to the second half of action. And Jim Adams.
Thank you, Gil. And Emily Johnson brings it up. She'll start off the half with a shot off the back of the rim and no good. Here's Caroline Reeves looking for Cassie Davidson. Can't quite get it to her, so instead gives it to DeVere. Reeves back again, pulls up, shoots off the front of the rim, no good. Tries to get the offensive rebound, can't do it, so this is Johnson. Emily Johnson brings it on up, gives it on over to Stevie Bear. Bear back to Johnson. She patiently starts to drive the offense. And there's a steal by DeVere.
Miners awake now on defense.
And they need to start off hot here in the second half. They started off cool to commence the game, came on strong in the second quarter, but they need to continue that hot pace in the third quarter. Johnson. Caitlin Lewis gives it underneath to Allie Fletcher. Fletcher goes and shoots and scores. So tied at 24. Reeves tries to untie it and hits. Miners get it back quickly. Early stages of quarter 3. From the Allied Gymnasium, Jim Adams, Gil Dominguez bringing you this crucial league game between Nevada Union and Del Oro.
That's 8 points for Reeves so far this game.
Johnson from way outside can't get that three-pointer to fall. Reeves patiently brings it up. Viola fakes the shot underneath. Nice rejection there of the Shauna Stefani shot.
By Nolan. She's everywhere. There she is again.
Beautiful play by Nolan. Oh, but can't get it to fall. Miners try to do it defensively, but instead the foul is against Shauna Stefani.
Yeah, she just didn't foul her. She ratcheted her right down into the ground.
And Caitlin Lewis.
She should have been awarded 3 points for the takedown.
Foul is against Caitlin Lewis. Dead ball foul. And there's a steal by the Miners. Here comes Reeves. Miners with a chance to extend the lead. Yes! Maria Viola. Emily Johnson thinking about 3. Instead sends it to Allie Fletcher. Reeves rejects it, but he gets on over to Johnson. Someone needs to come out on Johnson, but nobody does, but it comes off the rim and no good. Cassie Davidson with the rebound. Brings it up quickly. Reeves wants the lane. Takes it. Rolls. Yes! Caroline Reeves saw a little bit of daylight to the basket.
And that's the Caroline Reeves we're used to seeing in her stride, going right down the lane aggressively to the basket, lays it up and in for her 10th point of the evening, Jimmy.
And a full timeout is taken by the Golden Eagles. The Miners with their largest lead of the night with 5:04 to go in the third quarter, lead 30-24.
Actually, Reeves doing it on both ends of the court, defensively tapping balls away as they're coming down in underneath, and on the offensive side, taking control of this game.
And Gil, exactly what they needed to do to come out here in the third quarter. They needed to come out as hot as they ended the second quarter, and that's what they've done. The difference between the first quarter and the third quarter is that the Miners have come out and already racked up 8 points here in the third quarter. So a great opportunity for Nevada Union.
Well, I think they know they can play with these girls, and I don't know what the problem was down at Del Oro, but losing by 10 to them did not sit right, although Mike Takeyama said this was the toughest team they played in the first half, and they still beat them by 10.
Well, we'll see what tonight brings. A lot of basketball yet to go. Long outside shot by Fletcher. No good. Johnson tips it out of bounds, and it'll go on over to the Lady Miners. Shot was by Stevie Bear rather than Fletcher. Maria Viola can't get it. Looks for the rebound. Can't come up with it, but Johnson has it. 2 on 3. Johnson drives, comes up the lane, and scores.
Beautiful drive by Johnson as she looked left, looked right. Put it off the gas softly.
Reeves, nice drive, looked like a foul, but a clean touch of the ball comes out of bounds and will stay with the Lady Miners on that drive by Cassie Davidson.
That was Johnson's first point of the second half. They've held her to 9 points this game
and
so
a turnover here as the ball comes off of Cassie Davidson and goes out of bounds. Miners can't afford to give those away.
Johnson averages 18 points a game. They held her to 7 in the first half.
Well, they can't afford for her to get hot. That would sure hurt the Miners. Here's Fletcher up top to Bear. Stevie Bear is fouled by Shauna Stefani. And that is the Miners' second team foul of the second half. That will bring in Christian Woodruff and send Shauna Stefani to the bench here. Third quarter action, 3:49 to go. Miners lead cut to 4. Had a 2-point lead at half, and that's no good. And a nice save by Woodruff as she gives it over to Maria Viola and eventually gets into the hands of Caroline Reeves.
Yeah, the former point guard bringing it up.
And Becca DeVere tries to throw it underneath. Nobody is there, and the turnover goes to Del Oro. And Gil, they can't give too many chances to this Del Oro team.
No, you can't. They'll take advantage of it.
Here comes Johnson. She looks to drive the lane again. Instead, gives it out high, and a 3 by Allie Fletcher. And the lead is cut to 1.
Fletcher, no points in the first half, 4 points in the third period.
And Caroline Reeves called for traveling, and the Miners turn the ball over again.
That's 3 straight turnovers by the Lady Miners after coming out with the big run.
So a 1-point lead in jeopardy. Johnson underneath with DeVere on her. Nice blind pass, and Golden Eagles retake the lead on the basket by Caitlin Lewis. So a 6-point lead has evaporated into a 1-point advantage for the Golden Eagles. DeVere drives, gets underneath, tries to draw the foul. It's not there. Here comes Johnson against Viola. Tries to put it underneath, and the foul is going to be called on the Miners. I'm not sure whether it will be on Cassie Davidson or on Maria Viola, but it is I think, on...
Let's take a look at this right here, Jimmy. Ball goes up. Nothing but net from the corner for Allie Fletcher, scoring her 4th point of the game, her 4th point in the third quarter. Held her scoreless in the first half. And for Allie Fletcher, averaging 3.2 points per game, she has already scored 4, so she's over her average right now. You don't want her to wake up.
No, and as the ebbs and tides go of the basketball game, the Miners come out strong, and as the Miners have come out strong, now all of a sudden it is the Golden Eagles that have forged ahead by 1.
Well, we all know it's a game of runs. Lady Miners came out and took theirs right at the top of the third quarter. Lady Miners still in a huddle.
And so McDaniel sends his girls out: Becca DeVere, Christian Woodruff, Maria Viola, Cassie Davidson, and Caroline Reeves. Miners need a big defensive hold here, and they almost get it. DeVere tries to throw it in, can't quite do it. She steps on the line, but a good play by DeVere.
DeVere and Davidson, the motors of the team. I keep saying it every time we see the Lady Miners. These girls never give up, never say quit. 150 miles an hour every single game.
Chelsea Demas in. Comes underneath. Almost a turnover. But Caitlin Lewis with the ball. Now Johnson tries to get it underneath. Excellent play, but the shot is blocked and now goes out of bounds. And they're going to call it a Golden Eagle ball on the deflection. Shauna Stefani will come in. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And Maria Viola comes out. 2:06 to go in the third quarter. Johnson, I don't think she got it up in time, and it's no good. Did not hit the rim, so it's the 30-second violation. So for the Miners, a chance to retake the lead. The waning moments of the third quarter. Here from the Ally on the campus of Nevada Union. A cold night here in Nevada County, and the Miners with another turnover. So Johnson quarterbacks it up the floor. Caitlin Lewis is fouled, and the 4th team foul. Might be important to note that the Golden Eagles at this point have 0 team fouls with the third quarter with 1 minute and 36 seconds left. Morgan Mitchell prepares to come in. Nice steal by Woodruff, but she will lose it.
Yeah, she went up high to get it, bounced the ball down too hard, and it got away from her. Nice heads-up play, though.
Lewis, way over in the corner, and a travel is called against Stevie Bear. Morgan Mitchell coming in for the Miners. Cassie Davidson checking out.
Reeves, natural at bringing the ball up.
Drives that lane, tries to put it up, gets her own rebound amidst a bunch of players, and draws the foul. I think it'll be on Courtney Nolan. It is. 2 shots. Reeves with a chance to give the Miners a lead. First shot is good.
Crawled in.
Balanced on that front rim. Gil, I was just about ready to say no good.
The words were coming out of your mouth as
and
it fell
bumped
in.
right over. Soft rim for Caroline. We're tied at 31. And the Miners retake the lead. 32-31. Johnson again, Becca DeVere defending, and now she has an open shot. And misses. Woodruff with the rebound.
Woodruff so solid under their boards for the Lady Miners.
Here's Reeves. Almost travels, gives it up to Woodruff. Shoots from outside. Won't go. Rebound by Johnson. And Emily Johnson brings it up way outside. That'll come up short, but the rebound is there, but deflected away by Becca DeVere. And here come the Miners. Shanna Stefani gives it on over to Reeves and back over to DeVere. 20 seconds to go. The shot clock is off. Stefani, big sequence for Nevada Union. Reeves tries to get it underneath, almost lost it, comes back to her, needs to get the shot up, 7 seconds to go, and it rolls off of Stefani's foot, and she's fouled. So Stefani commits the foul with 3 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And she's going to have to come out now as Viola comes in. So a missed opportunity there for the Lady Miners to score the final basket of the quarter, Jimmy.
And here comes Johnson. Johnson wants to get one last shot. Gets a look, puts it up, won't go. Would not have counted had it gone. But the Miners' lead that was 2 at halftime has been reduced to 1 at the end of 3. 32-31. And we would like to remind you that this edition of Lady Miners Basketball is being underwritten by Walker's Office Supplies. Walker Office Supplies is the friendliest place in town. It's where they know your business and they know your name because they're local just like you. Mike Anderson and his family have served you from their Grass Valley location for many years, and if they don't have what you are looking for in stock, they'll order it for you from their huge warehouse and deliver it to you the very next day. You can't beat the customer service at Walker's Office Supply.
And by Francisco Graziano LLP. They specialize in making your business grow. They're certified public accountants and business consultants, all rolled up into one big tasty burrito. And now that tax season is here, it's time for you to make your appointment at either location with Dave, Greg, or George at Francisco Graziano LLP, where they have an eye for your future.
So a big fourth quarter on tap here. We've got 8 minutes to go, and the Miners leading by 1. Anybody's game here. Morgan Mitchell comes in for Nevada Union. Tries to get it underneath, but another steal. And this is Johnson on the fast break, looking to drive the lane. Goes in between. No foul is called. But here's DeVere. Tries to slow it down a little bit and does so. And now drives the lane and is fouled. So DeVere goes right to the hoop, Gil, and draws the foul.
Yeah, she takes it outside and then sees a seam right there, and then in regular Becca DeVere style, she plays on the edge of reckless abandon every single game that we see her.
First shot. Whoa, it's good. A lot of iron, but the point falls.
And that's her first point of the second half. She scored a three-pointer in the first quarter, a three-pointer in the second quarter, nothing in the third. And now she scores back-to-back free throws for 8 points on the evening.
Allie Fletcher comes in for the Golden Eagles. Nolan drives on Reeves, puts the ball up, and Woodruff comes up with it. Miners looking the defensive team here in this game in the early stages of the fourth. Miners need to stay away from the turnovers and create their opportunities. And here's Reeves. Viola can't get it to fall. Almost the offensive rebound for Christian Woodruff.
Yeah, she probably should have taken a step or two in toward the basket. Nobody was guarding her. And she had the ball right there at the foot of the back door.
Allie Fletcher. Samantha Hodge in. Miners almost with a turnover. Nolan keeps it. Now it comes on over outside. Not a real good look, but the foul's on Woodruff. And Caitlin Lewis will go to the line for 3.
Yeah, good acting job there by Caitlin Lewis.
Or for 2, excuse me, Gil. They're going to say 2 free throws. I thought she was beyond the 3-point arc. And we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Big free throws for the Golden Eagles. And Lewis hits the first. Morgan Mitchell comes out. Cassie Davidson is in.
And here we see it right here. Going to whip it out to the outside, and here comes Woodruff from half
look at
court.
That. Toes right on that stripe.
And hit her hand after the ball had left, it looked like. And
so the second one is good. We've got a 1-point game, 34-33.
That's the 4th point for Lewis, all in the second half.
6:34 to go in this contest. Miners are going to need to stay hot here, almost turn the ball over, and do. Nolan comes up with it. Miners try to get it back. Maria Viola gets a shot up, but it will not go. So here comes Johnson quickly up the floor.
Yeah,
now sets up. Look to have Nolan underneath. Instead, it's Fletcher for 3. Allie Fletcher hits. And the Golden Eagles back up by 2. Cassie Davidson, front of the rim, no good. Maria Viola boxed out nicely. And 2. Stevie Bear and the Miners will take a timeout. What had been a 3-point lead has evaporated to a 4-point lead for the Golden Eagles with 5:51 to go.
And Viola not only got knocked down and mugged down at the other end, she lost her shoe, and she just picked up her shoe and threw it off the court, and she was going to play with one shoe, Jimmy.
You do what you have to do. Maria Viola, a real strong competitor. Good size, very dedicated to the program, a great student and a great kid to work with. We'd like to remind you that at the conclusion of tonight's game, we will be naming a Nevada Union Miners Player of the Game. So stay tuned.
Presented by Combi Trophy and awards.
We'll do the post-game wrap and the Player of the Game award. For the Miners, they have some work cut out for them now. DeVere gives it over to Davidson. Davidson looking to do something, and the Miners almost turn it over again, but Reeves saves it. Reeves looking for something outside. DeVere up top to Woodruff. Woodruff looks underneath and gets it there. And they're going to call a loose ball foul against Stevie Bear. But not a worry at the moment for Del Oro, only with 3 team fouls. But here's underneath. It's good. It counts. She's fouled. Maria Viola sprints to the hoop, takes the pass, and scores. And the lead for the Golden Eagles is reduced to 2.
So the Golden Eagles left the back door open. Viola enters it, throws it up on the inbound pass. Misses the free throw, though.
And so the lead stays at 2 for Del Oro. 5:20 to go. 4th quarter action. A big tilt for both of these teams. Nevada Union looking for redemption from an early loss, and there is a foul on against Becca DeVere, where Courtney Nolan will have a chance to shoot 2. And here's that last play, Gil.
Yeah, Viola comes around her defender on the inbound pass. And you always like to see that if you're on the offense. You don't like to see that if you're Mike Takeyama. Somebody didn't watch the back door.
Shot is good. Nolan gives the Golden Eagles a 3-point lead.
That's her first point of the second half, her 3rd point in the game. All on free throws. and she makes both of them. All her points have been on free throws, and she has 4 points.
So the Miners deficit back to 4. Reeves trying to get Maria Viola to go a certain way. Nice play by Christian Woodruff. Becca DeVere. Cassie Davidson. Davidson wants 3, but can't get it to go. It hit the rim, so they get a fresh clock.
Woodruff there with the rebound.
Miners strong tonight on the offensive boards. Viola wants 3. Yeah! 40-39. Miners deficit reduced to 1.
5 points for Viola here in the 4th period.
And from way outside, she hits. Johnson gets a 3. So the Miners begin to see some daylight, and Del Oro takes it away. Reeves puts it up, no good. Almost goes out of bounds, but saved nicely by Johnson. 3:53 to go. The lead is 4. Del Oro with the ball. Johnson goes around Nolan. Now begins to circle. Wants to take the game into her hands. Misses that one. Woodruff is hammered, but no foul. Here comes DeVere. Davidson thought about it, is grabbed by Stevie Bear, and the foul will go against Stevie Bear. It will be their 5th team foul. And there is Caroline Reeves. Reeves tries to get it underneath, but it's rejected. Miners try to save the ball, and they do. Beautiful play by Christian Woodruff. DeVere wants 3, won't go. Ball goes out of bounds. They have not signaled who will get it yet.
Yeah, going down to the floor hard, too, was Caitlin Lewis. Timeout is called.
Full timeout by Del Oro. The Miners will retain the ball.
Well, let's take a look at our potential players for the game here, Jimmy. Got several candidates, starting off with Caroline Reeves. See, that's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points for Reeves. She scored in every quarter so far, except for this one. Cassie Davidson has 4 points on the night with inspired defense. Woodruff with 2, DeVere with 8. Viola coming on strong here. She has 10 points in the game, 5 here in the 4th period. And Stefani has 3 points, none in the second half.
Viola with a strong contest, and Reeves, both of them have played very well tonight. Reeves in for, I believe, just about every minute of this contest.
Well, they're going to need some production out of some of the other players. Cassie Davidson's been shut out since the first period.
So the Miners will retain the ball, 24 seconds, so plenty of time on the shot clock. Trailing by 4, 3:12 to go. 43-39 the score, and DeVere inbounds deep to Stefani. Viola can't get it to go, taps it on over to Stefani. Miners great on the offensive boards.
Now they got to make things happen.
Nolan defending, almost give it away. Reeves, back door, yes!
And that's what I'm talking about. Davidson right there making it happen for the Lady Miners. She's been shut out since the first period, Jimmy. Finally gets on the scoreboard here in the 4th period.
So a big sequence here. Drives, can't make it go, and Becca DeVere comes out with the ball. They try to steal it away, gives it on over to Viola. Slows it down, over to Reeves. Reeves drives the lane, left-hander, good! Tied at 43!
Caroline Reeves with her patented "I'm going to the basket, you can try to stop me" move. And she's got such soft hands putting it off the glass.
Tied with 2 minutes to go. And a good shot by Johnson. It's good, it counts, and she's fouled. Emily Johnson comes right back.
Here's Reeves again. You see she does her little bunny hop in the pea patch. Left hand, up off the glass, goes in.
But Johnson scores and then gets the three-point play. So converts the free throw, and now it's back to 3 with exactly 2 minutes to go.
Johnson with 15 points on the night.
Davidson can't get it to fall.
Normally those go down for her.
Johnson slowly bringing it up. A huge possession for the Golden Eagles. Bear. Johnson almost gives it up. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Throws it from way out, no good. Rebound by Nolan, and she's fouled by Maria Viola.
Emily Johnson, just a great use of the clock, dribbling down the court, realizing that there's only $1:40 remaining in the game, taking all the time that she wants, burning those precious seconds.
So for Nolan, 2 huge free throws with only 1:19 left, and she converts the first. And timeout is taken by Nevada Union. It will be a full timeout. John McDaniel wants to have a chat with his ladies.
Well, we knew it was going to be a good game, Jimmy.
And it has been, but the Miners down by 4 here with 1:19 to go. And Gil, they had briefly a 6-point lead, but for most of the evening, it has been Del Oro who has had the lead. And so for Nevada Union, if they want to either win this contest in regulation or push it into overtime, they've got a task ahead of them here.
Well, this is the second of 4 home games in a row for the Miners, so the schedule favors the Miners as they come down the stretch here. They have Del Oro tonight. They'll go to Rockland on the 7th, but then come home to finish it out against Oakmont and Roseville. So plenty of time to get more victories. Roseville and Oakmont 4-5 and 1-8 in league. So a couple of teams that they should be able to take care of. Rockland will be another tough scoring contest for them.
So Nolan here, Courtney Nolan with a big free throw. Won't go, but the rebound comes out to Del Oro. Miners try to come up with it. It'll be a jump ball, but the possession arrow is in Del Oro's direction. So Del Oro will come up with the ball, leading by 4 with 1:14 to play. Allie Fletcher to inbound, sends it way out. Almost a steal by Becca DeVere, but Johnson has it, and they want to use as much of this clock as they possibly can. Fletcher to Johnson.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Here comes Johnson. Fletcher won't go. Miners have to get the rebound and do. 45 seconds. Becca DeVere coming up. Miners down by 4. 36 seconds to go. Maria Viola won't fall. She'll get another shot at it. A 3 attempt also will not go. DeVere brings it out. Woodruff will try. Yes! Miners will need to foul. Only 12 seconds on, and it looks like they may be able to run it out. And finally, there's the foul by Becca DeVere.
Yeah, the Lady Miners didn't really know how little time was left, so when they're just dribbling it in the backcourt, they weren't going to move the ball up. 14 seconds was on the clock.
So Allie Fletcher with 2 pivotal free throws with 7.2 seconds to play. Here's Fletcher, hits the first. Del Oro has been extremely efficient at the charity stripe tonight, and John McDaniel will take the timeout. So Miners down by 2. And with 7.2 to go, a full timeout for Nevada Union. So, Gil, I guess it comes down to this. Fletcher has one more free throw, and regardless of what happens, the Miners are going to have to go the length of the floor. They'll either have to go for a 3 or have the option of a 2 or a 3.
Well, it's whatever they decide, they've only got 7.2 seconds to get it accomplished in.
If Fletcher hits, then the Miners will be forced to go for the 3-point play, and they'll have 7.2 to go with.
I'm thinking you could call a timeout if he has one left, and then they might give it to you at half court.
No, not in high school, I do not believe.
Well, then let's nix that idea.
But here's Allie Fletcher. 1 shot remaining. And that one is good. So timeout is taken. A full timeout.
Well, the Lady Miners were able to get 3 3-pointers off last time before one of them fell. They're going to need a 3-pointer right now just to tie it up and go into OT. What a game we've had here for you tonight. Be sure to join us next time, ladies and gentlemen, as we travel up to Colfax High School tomorrow. It'll be another great game as the undefeated Placer Lady Hillman take on the Colfax Falcons in the PVL championship game. Colfax Lady Falcons, their only loss in league was to the Lady Hillman early in the season, and now they can claim a piece of the PVL championship with a victory over the Lady Hillman tomorrow in the Falcons' nest. Be sure to join Marty Mortensen and Paul Brown for all the action up in Colfax. Coming up next, right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Jimmy, 7.2 left.
So let's set it up here. Cassie Davidson to inbound. Here it comes to Reeves. Reeves brings it on up the floor. It looks like it'll be in her hands, and the shot comes off. Yes! 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 We will have overtime!
And she's mud there on the court. My, oh my, oh my. Hayden Fleenor coming in off the bench.
And who would have thought that it would have gone to Fleener, but it did. She hits, and we'll need 4 more minutes at least to decide this one tonight. So Gil, who would have thought, they used every 10th of a second that they had in that 7.2, and we are tied at 49.
Oh my!
And will 49 be a lucky number for the Miners tonight?
Battling back in the 4th period, and Del Oro, gotta wonder that if the Miner magic is coming alive here in the 4th period.
And Mike Takeyama with a disgusted look on his face, wishing that he did not have to go into overtime, but here we are, and Viola will again take the tip against Courtney Nolan.
Fleenor's shot electrifying the Nevada Union faithful here in the stands. She'll stay in the game. First overtime period to begin here. Hang on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Up, and the tap and comes on off to Fletcher. And here's Johnson, so we do it all over again. 4 minutes to go. Johnson wants it, takes it, and hits. The Miners are going to have to come out high tempo, get their shot, and they're going to have to defend Johnson. Most of that offense comes through Johnson one way or another. But here's Fleenor to the basket. Shoots it too hard, comes off and no good. And so Johnson brings it up. Fleenor on Johnson for the moment. Johnson circles to the right, now to the left, has her shot, and hits another two.
4 quick points by Emily Johnson, leaving no doubt who the top player is for the Golden Eagles.
Out to Reeves. Reeves tries to drive, does, is fouled on her way to the basket, and will get two. And Gil, you have to wonder, they've kind of kept Johnson in tow all night. Is overtime her time to erupt?
Well, she was left alone right there on 2 straight shots, and you can see the damage that she can cause. She is a pure shooter.
Reeves.
For Reeves, that's the 15th point of the evening.
Second free throw, also good.
So 16 points for Reeves.
And Reeves now comes over on Johnson.
19 for Johnson.
Fletcher gives underneath. There's Lewis. And a good defensive play by Nevada Union. The ball goes out of bounds. Will remain with 13 seconds on the shot clock. 2:36 on the game clock. Will remain with the Golden Eagles. Reeves on Johnson, so they've made the switch. But there she gets an open look. Comes off the back of the rim, no good, and Viola with the rebound.
Yeah, the big arm of Viola there. Just gathering in that ball.
Fleenor. Viola, it'll come up short, no good. Miners try to get the ball, and now it'll be a jump ball, and the possession arrow is Nevada Union's way. So Nevada Union will get a 30-second clock and the ball.
2:10 remaining. Miners down by 2.
The two officials talking at the baseline. The tip to start the quarter came off to Del Oro, so it should be Nevada Union's ball.
Where are we on time, Mav?
So 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Comes underneath. Fleenor wants it again, but instead travels. Caitlin Lewis to inbound. Maria Viola comes out. Fleenor stays in with Shauna Stefani, Caroline Reeves, and Cassie Davidson. Here comes Johnson. Davidson now double team. Ball comes off, goes out of bounds. Nice play by Christian Woodruff. She stepped right up into the passing lane and deflected it out of bounds when it looked like that Caitlin Lewis would have an excellent opportunity.
Yeah, great reaction by Woodruff as she saw that pass coming in there.
Oh, almost a steal. And almost went into the backcourt, but now here's Johnson. Reeves has to stay with her. Tries to loop it into Nolan. Nolan goes to lose it, and she travels. So the Miners, the beneficiary of a turnover there. Nolan gets up slowly and limping.
Takeyama disputing the traveling call, but to no avail.
Stefani comes out. Maria Viola comes in. And with 1:41 to go, Nevada Union trails in this first overtime by 2. Reeves calling for Woodruff, but instead dishes it on over to Davidson. Reeves trying to drive the offense. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Reeves underneath, and she's fouled. Christian Woodruff is fouled.
Nice pass by Reeves. She was doing her little bunny hop in the pea patch move to get down to the baseline. Saw Woodruff already there, dished the ball off to her. Woodruff went straight up to the basket, and the foul.
So for Woodruff, 2 huge free throws. First one is good. 1:19 to go. Tied at 53.
Not much points scored here in overtime. 4 points for each team.
Nevada Union needing a big defensive stand here. And here's Johnson. They switch off on her. She comes underneath, cannot score, goes out of bounds. Del Oro ball.
13 seconds on the shot clock, though. The ball did not draw iron.
Let's take a look. They're talking about that right now. And the shot clock stays at 13 for the moment. No, it'll go back up to 30. So 1:01 to go, tied at 53. Allie Fletcher to inbound for the Golden Eagles. Johnson. Reeves remains on her. Fletcher up top. A 3 that will go long, but comes off to Fletcher. It's good. It counts, and she is fouled. And Woodruff begs for the call back. So when the Golden Eagles have needed the points, they have received them, and now they lead by 2 with 44.9 to go, and Fletcher on the line for 1. And it's good. The Golden Eagles near perfect at the free throw line tonight. So let's see what Reeves might have in her bag of tricks. Viola off the front of the rim and no good. Fighting for it. Ball comes off and goes out of bounds to Del Oro. Caroline Reeves desperately trying to deflect it off of the Del Oro player. 33.9 on the clock, 30 on the shot clock. So a differential of 3.9 seconds. And here comes Johnson, and she's grabbed by Reeves. Caroline Reeves did not have much choice, but the highly dependable Johnson will go to the line for 2.
Johnson is, we've run out of superlatives to say about her game.
And she gets the first one. So now a 2-possession game for Nevada Union. Chelsea Demas comes in. Caitlin Lewis out for the Golden Eagles. Here's the second one. It is also good. So here comes Reeves. From way outside, won't go. Fighting for the rebound is DeVere, but she can't come up with it. Now it's Allie Fletcher, and the foul is called against Nevada Union, trailing by 5 with 13.5 to play.
Well, I think you'd have to say that Emily Johnson was the story of the overtime.
She was. She took it over.
Came out with 4 quick points, although the Miners were able to claw their way back into a tie. But just her ball handling, her composure, when she has the ball, she's like a butterfly out there.
Well, and you give her a couple of open shots, and she's going to bury you, Gil, and that's exactly what she did in the opening moments of the overtime.
That's 4 points for Fletcher in the overtime.
So for Nevada Union, a disappointing outcome here tonight. 13.5 to go. And so for Nevada Union, not enough time to spread the Miner magic here in overtime. The beneficiary of a 3-point bomb by Hayden Fleener brought this game into overtime, but in overtime, it was the Emily Johnson show. Johnson, who is either first or second in almost every category on the Golden Eagles basketball squad. And she decided that she would take it over here in overtime, and indeed she has.
And our touchdown production player of the game in a tough game with Del Oro is going to be Caroline Reeves. Scored 2 points in the overtime period.
And she did a great job tonight. Caroline, good
Number
defensively.
4.
Most of the offense came through her. So the closing moments here of the contest, Reeves for 3, will not go. There's the rebound. And the foul with 4.5 seconds to play will be against Emily Johnson. Emily will have a chance to pad her stats, and what was a game that was tied at the end of regulation has turned into a 7-point lead for the Golden Eagles, with Johnson going to the floor for 2 more. Johnson, I don't think, having missed a free throw all night. And this game was partially won, Gil, at the free throw line, because Del Oro has been near flawless tonight at the charity stripe.
Well, they've been pretty darn consistent, and leading the way, of course, is that lady right there, Emily Johnson. That's her 6th free throw. No, 2, 4, 6, 7. That was her 8th free throw right there. Make it 9. And she's got 8 points in the overtime.
And that ball is blocked and the game is over. So Nevada Union forces the overtime but can't seal the deal tonight. 9-point win by Del Oro, 62-53, and an exciting game here at the Allied Gymnasium. Nevada Union just coming up a little bit short. And for the Miners, a disappointing loss, especially to take it so far, only to be denied here on this night by a very good Golden Eagles team. And Gil, I think we're going to hear a lot from the Golden Eagles in the playoffs.
Well, you know, they're a tough team. Here, give me that headset over there. It's hanging up on the.
So our touchdown productions player of the game, Caroline Reeves.
Oh, there it is. We got plenty of. I knew we had plenty of cable.
There we go.
Let me just turn that on there.
Caroline, a tough loss tonight, huh?
Yeah, it was well fought though. Like, everyone played with a lot of heart. It was a lot closer game than the last game, and I think it was a good match.
Well, it would have been a nice game for the Lady Miners to win, maybe bump you up a little bit in the power rankings. You still have some more games left, though.
Yeah, we do.
And just part of the beginning of a homestand for you. You get to finish the season at home. That's gotta be nice.
Yeah, it is. It was really nice playing on our home court, because I know last year when we played Del Oro the second time, we played on theirs, and it was difficult. But I'm a lot more happy with this game than I am with the last one. So.
Well, it looks like the Lady Miners got off to a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah, I think it was a little better than we have done. Like, against Del Oro last time, we only scored 4 points in the first quarter, but, yeah. But everyone was hustling a lot, and the defense was great. I mean, they had a really low-scoring game.
There you see Paige Carnahan. Tough loss with Paige leaving here tonight, Caroline.
Yeah.
Appears as though it might be another re-injury of that ACL.
I really hope not. I couldn't believe it when she went down.
Now,
what happened on that sequence?
I don't know. I didn't even know she fell, and then I looked down, and she was on the ground.
And in quite a bit of pain when she came off. 16 points for you overall, though. And it looked like right there in that third period, you looked like the Caroline Reeves of old with your your move where you come in down the lane and do the little bunny hop and the pea patch, as I call it, and then lay it in with that soft touch that you have.
Yeah, well, McD, he got us to space out more, so that was a lot more helpful. And then everyone was just cutting, and everyone had great cuts to the basket.
And, Jimmy, nothing more dramatic than that final shot in regulation.
Well, and you know, Caroline, it seemed like the team was kind of crawling up the mountain all night. I mean, had the 6-point lead at one point, was kind of cut to 4, but Del Oro is a tough team. With that said, you know, their forte is defense. I thought the Miners did very well offensively against them to get the ball inside.
I know we were working a lot on attacking because we didn't do that at all last time. And once we attacked, that opened up for the post and everything, and that's one way we were really doing a good job of getting it inside. And our posts were finishing.
Now, is that the play that Coach John McDaniel drew up for Fleenor to take that final shot?
Yeah, we were actually just looking for. We had 4 people down low, and then we're just looking for a drive and a kick to either Flea or Cassie or Maria.
And it was Flea that took the shot coming off the bench.
That was such a nice shot. That was amazing.
Electrified the crowd, and certainly one of the highlights of the game tonight, Jimmy.
And then in the overtime, Caroline, Emily Johnson, not to be denied, she kind of took over overtime and made sure that the Golden Eagles would go home victorious.
Yeah, she had a couple early points. So.
Yeah, and 8 points overall in the OT.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Well, listen, we want to thank you and award you with this certificate right here, named Player of the Game, and you go down to Combi Trophy and pick up your plaque, and it'll remind you forever that you were the Player of the Game tonight.
Thank you.
You know, Caroline, it took us 4 years to get to the point where you got a plaque. Think of all those times you've been Player of the Game. But you will not leave Nevada Union without your Touchdown Productions plaque.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Caroline Reeves. Good night for Caroline, our Touchdown Productions Player of the Game. Nevada Union falling short tonight by 9 in overtime from the Ally.
Well, Jimmy, a hard-fought contest here, as we knew it would be.
And, you know, you have to just say, Gil, that is a tough – that Del Oro team is an excellent quality team. They were just not to be denied. Even when Nevada Union surged ahead, you always sensed that the Golden Eagles had something left in the gas tank that would take them to the finish line.
Yeah, they were a little bit shocked by the 3 by Fleenor at the end there. But you know, what can you say about Emily Johnson? I mean, she's the real deal, and any team is going to be happy to have her be their guard next year.
And as disappointed as Takeyama was with how regulation ended, he rallied the troops, he got it together, and outscored the Miners by 9, having a huge 4-minute overtime.
Huge 4-minute overtime.
Scored in overtime what he normally would score in a quarter.
Emily Johnson with 8 points and Allie Fletcher with 5. And that was your scoring. Just took those 2 players.
We'd like to remind you that this NorCal Game of the Week has been underwritten by Hanson Brothers Enterprises. The Hanson family is proud to bring you another great Lady Miner basketball season.
And by Soft Answers. Debbie and Dallas Wilfholm are proud of their son John and all the NU Miner players.
Hills Flat Lumber Company, Ed, Sandy, Jeff, McKinnon and Jason Pardini, along with Dave Cuddy, are proud to be part of the NorCal Game of the Week.
And Spencer Construction, Laurie and Scott Spencer love to watch number 33, Zach Spencer, play for the Miners. Spencer Construction.
Statewide Homes, Sherry and Scott Murray, along with Jerry and Pat Hanaway, love to support the NU Miner athletes.
And All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning, Dorn and the Bennett family and Max Bennett salute the Lady Miner coaches and players.
Walker's Office Supply, Mike Anderson and his family are proud of our Lady Miners.
And Francis Cinto and Graziano LLP, Greg Francis, Dave Cinto, and George Graziano, happy to bring you Lady Miner basketball right there in your living room.
And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating a decade of local sports television, our pleasure to bring you the game tonight. Jim Adams, Gil Dominguez saying thanks for joining us across our Foothill network of stations. Be sure to join us next time as we travel to Colfax High School for the PVL championship game between the undefeated Placer Lady Hillman and the Colfax Lady Falcons as we continue the tradition of high school sports television right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. So, Gil, an excellent contest tonight. Miners come up a little bit short. Our executive producer, Gilbert M. Dominguez. Director, Maverick King. Titles and replay, Casey Dominguez. Announcers, Jim Adams. Gil, we've gotten to work twice in 1 year. That is like a record.
I know. Well, I've been spending a lot of time on the Pine since you've been away.
That volleyball season exhausted me. Gary Feisty, Sean Kashevsky, and Miles Everett, our camera operators. Office manager, photographer, Lynn Dominguez.
She was in the house.
Technical engineer, Paula Mikowski. Remote facilities brought to you by Commander 2. Commander 2 maintenance brought to you by Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Game of the Week awards, Combi Trophy and Awards. Thank you, Combi. And Touchdown Production Sportswear by DK in Stitches. Touchdown Accounting by Francis Cinto and Graziano, LLP. Write us at touchdownproductions.com. You see our address, or Gil at touchdownproductions.com. So for Gil Dominguez, Maverick King, and the entire Touchdown Productions team, this is Jim Adams reminding you that you've been watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Lady Miners basketball on the Touchdown Productions television network. Good night, everybody.